Yes. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome back to the Bhagavad Gita study circle. We are in the 168th session of the Bhagavad Gita study circle, and we have been discussing chapter 17, the Shraddha Traya Vibhaga Yoga, the divisions of faith. It's a very important chapter which explains about different types of faith, and the whole world actually, in one sense, operates on this basis of faith. We all have faith in something, and that faith drives our actions. So, based on that faith, we do so many activities. And Krishna explains about the different types of faiths and how that leads to different types of actions. Right? So, with this brief thing, let us begin with the pranam mantras. It will all be displayed on the screen. And this session is dedicated to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON, and my beloved spiritual master. So let us begin with the prayers. Kindly join your palms and chant along with me. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vancha kalpatarubhesha kripa sindubheva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanachalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Hare Krishna. So in the previous session, we had discussed until verse number 12. We started from 8 to 12. Ayu Sattva Bala Rogya Sukha Priti Vivardhanaha Rasya Snigdha Stira Hridya Ahara Satvika Priyaha. So we discussed about what is sattvic food, how important it is to have sattvic food, the qualities of sattvic food, how it is so nourishing, it is gives us bala, it gives us arogya, it gives us sukha, priti, right? So we discussed about sattvic food, how in order to develop our consciousness to the sattvic mode, we need to have sattvic food, right? And then we also discussed about rajasic food, katvam, lalavanati ushna, tikshna, ruksha, vidahinaha, ahar, rajasa, eshta, dukkha, shokhomaya, shokhamaya pradaha. How rajasic food, which is full of masalas and full of, there's a lot of, it is very hot, it is very, sour, it is too extreme in all the taste. So when that kind of a situation is there, then it actually becomes a reason for us to get diseased. So most of the disease comes because of rajasic food. Very, very important that we should know. Rajasic food, it disturbs the mind. And then we also understood about the tamasic food. Yata yamam gata rasam puti paryushitam chayat uchishtam apicha medyam bhojanam tamasa priyam. How any food that is yata yamam, so if it is cooked for more than 3 hours, then it slowly becomes tamasic. And anything that is eaten like that, then it is very dangerous. It makes us tamasic in nature. All these packaged foods that we see is actually, in one sense, tamasic. It is stored for so many months and then it is eaten. So you can imagine it is not fresh. So we should actually try to uh, avoid this tamasic food completely. Very, very important. Then it is very putrid. It is very dirty to look at. It smells very foul, and then you really cannot have it. But then tamasic people like it. And uchistam, it is eaten by somebody else and people eat it. So it is not prasadam. We don't eat the uchistam of the Lord, but we eat uchistam of other people, and sometimes even uchistam of the dog these days. Right? So bhojanam tamasa priyam. Then we also understood about the next verse about how अपलाक्षांक शिबिर यज्ञो विधि दिष्टो युज्यते यस्तव्यम एवेति मनः समाधाय स सात्विकः. What is this? About the sacrifices, yajna. So about sattvic, rajasic, tamasic food we understood, and then we also discussed about briefly about the yagna, yagna in the mode of goodness. Sattvic yagna. What is sattvic yagna? It is as per the scriptures. It is done with proper duty, and there is no expectation of reward. Yagna is done just to please the Lord. This is what people used to do in Treta Yuga. Treta Yuga people were performing yagna to achieve and attain the Lord. Right? In Krita Yoga, it was Ashtanga Yoga. If you want to attain God, Krita Yoga means Satya Yoga. In Satya Yoga, if you want to attain God, you do Ashtanga Yoga. In Treta Yoga, the only way or the right way of attaining God in Treta Yuga is yajna. And that was the purpose of yajna. But now there are so many other yajnas also explained in the scriptures, in the Vedas. People are attached to that also. They want some results out of yajna. That's why people perform yajna. Sometimes they want rain, sometimes they want some children, sometimes they want good wife. So many types of yajnas they do. That is not sattvic yajna. Sattvic yajna means there is no expectation of reward. It is only meant for the pleasure of the Lord. That is important. Very, very important. And then 12th, abhisandhayatu phalam dambhardam apichaivadiyat ijjate bharadashreshta tam yagnam vidirajasam. What is Rajasic Yajna? We understood that how people in Rajoguna, they do or perform Yajna because of dhamma, pride. They want to show off, and there's lot of expectation from the Yajna. When they do some yajna, they want certain results. There is expectation of result, and that becomes rajasic in nature. So there are people like that. They specific, like even if you see Dashrath Maharaj, he performed the Putra Kameshti Yajna. Why? Because he wanted a result out of it. He wanted son. So he got children by performing Putra Kameshti Yajna. So like that, there are so many yajnas people perform. They go to the devatas and they perform some yajna there. Please relieve me of this sarpa dosha, that dosha. I don't know, so many doshas people will have. So they want to get relief from all that. So that's why they go and perform these yajnas. There is a material expectation, basically. Right? So that is not sattvic in nature, actually. It is rajasic in nature. So we had discussed until verse number 12. So let us now continue from verse number 13. So Divik, you can unmute yourself and let
Yes,
us chant. We
Prabhuji.
also have Chutanji joining us, Vinodji joining us. We also have Lakshmi Mataji joining on YouTube. Vidihinam ashrasta ashrashtanam
Viddhina asrastanam
mantrahinam madakshinam
mantrahinam madakshinam
श्रद्धाविरहितं यज्ञं
श्रद्धा विरहितं यज्ञम
तामसं परिचक्ष्यते.
तामसं परिकक्षते
Once again, विधिहीनम् असृष्टानम्
विधिहीनम् अस्यष्टानं
मन्त्रहीनं मदक्षिणम्
मन्त्रहीनं मदक्षिणम्
श्रद्धाविरहितं यज्ञम्
श्रद्धाविरहितं यज्ञं
तामसं परिचक्षते.
तामसं परिकक्ष्यते.
Wonderful. Please read the translation.
Any sacrifice performed without regard for the directions of scripture, without distribution of prasadam, spiritual food, without chanting of Vedic hymns and remunerations to the priest, and without faith is considered to be in the mode of ignorance.
Yes, thank you very much. So now this is very
Hare Krishna.
interesting. Hare Krishna. What is Tamasik Yagna? Basically, what in this chapter we are talking about dana, tapas, ahara, and yagna. These are the four topics of this chapter, right? So, in this specific thing, now we have discussed about ahara, right? We have discussed about yagna, and we are discussing now about the sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic yagna. What is tamasic yagna? Any sacrifice performed without regard of the directions of the scripture. So important it is. Please understand what it is. It is vidihinam asrashtanam. Vidihinam means it is actually against the scriptures. There is no mention of the scriptures. It is without any scriptural directions. It is your own man made or your own concoction of the mind. That is yagna. Many people do that. They don't follow any scriptures. I have seen so many people. Oh my God. They have created their own new types of rituals which is not there anywhere in the scriptures. You find all the different scriptures, you will not find it. They have made their own. It is vidihinam. Now, for example, you see somebody has, somebody's person, such a person's father has passed away, okay, in the family. Now, he is not interested actually, first of all, in doing all these yagna, dana. He is not interested. A tamasic person is not at all interested in yagna and dana. But there is some sort of social pressure is there. Because if I don't do shraddha karma for my father, then what will people think of me? They will think that, oh, this fellow, such and such, his father passed away, he didn't even do Shraddha Karma. They will criticize him. So he doesn't want to get into all this sort of criticism. He doesn't want to get some criticism. So he wants to perform some sort of Shraddha Karma, which is concoction of his own mind. So, just for the sake of doing it, out of some social pressure, he will call some people, he will call one priest, and then he will say, what it is? Mantrahinam. Mantrahinam means what? First of all, he is not doing it as per the scriptures. He will tell the pujaris also that if there is mantras to be chanted for 3 hours, he will say, please chant it for half an hour and finish it off. I am not interested in this. Quickly, you have to do finish it. Jaldi jaldi karo. Fatafat se you should do. Because his interested is not there. And it is not as per the scriptures because suppose he is supposed to be offered nice prasadam. Now he is that also ashtanam. There is no prasadam distribution, no anna is given. Actually, prasadam, spiritual food has to be given any type, any yagna, any ritual that we perform at home. After that yagna, it is a part of our culture that we distribute prasadam, Vishnu prasadam to all the devotees who come or all the people who come. But that is not done. So it is vidihinam, not as per the scriptures. They will just offer whatever they want, veg, non-veg, everything. Uh, they don't know about it. There is no prasadam distribution after that. He will make only little bit only so that his family can have. People will just come and they'll just put some garlands and flowers and they'll walk away. They'll maybe shed two few tears because that person was attached. Mantrahinam. No mantras will be chanted. Even if they're chanted only for half an hour and that's it. No mantras are chanted. He doesn't like all these things. Adakshinam. He doesn't want to give any dakshina. See, yagna is done, the pujaris have to be given some remuneration. No, he will not give. Even if he gives, he'll fight and give. Hey, what, Swamiji, you are taking so much money? Huh? For just a half an hour work, you are taking some 5,000 rupees. I'll give you only 1,000 rupees. That's it. So this kind of negotiations will happen. When Pujari has come, He does all such negotiations with some people, and when they do such things with sattvic people, then the ultimate result will not be there. So it is all because there is no faith. Yajna is done. Out of ignorance, it is done. Out of tamasic nature, it is done. So what happens in such cases? Then there is no proper result, and he doesn't care for such result. See, in sattvic and rajasic, a sattvic person has faith. He has faith that if I perform yajna, I will get spiritual benefits. I will evolve spiritually. That's why I'm performing yajna. A sattvic person is thinking like that. He evolves spiritually. He knows that, right? He has faith that yes, if I perform this yajna, I will spiritually evolve. Rajasic person, although he is not seeking for spiritual benefits, he is seeking material benefits, but there is faith. He has faith in the scriptures. Because yes, scriptures are saying that if you do this, then you will get this result. So he has faith and he follows the scriptures. So sattvic person and rajasic person, they have faith in the scriptures, but a tamasic person has no faith. Vidhi-hinam. That's why it is starting like that. Shraddha virahitam yagnam. There is no shraddha at all. Just out of some social pressure, they will perform. That's it. No shraddha. There is no faith involved here. A tamasic person, and you will see so many people. It is not even for dambachara. It is just, you finish and go so that people don't criticize me. That's all. This is the yagna and around us we will see. In your own social circles, you will see people doing these kind of things. Sometimes it will be so private, they don't even call people. Only when you ask, oh, have you done Shraddha? Shraddha karma maine kiya hai. That's it. For my father, I called that pujari sometime and that's it. People will not even know whether you gave some prasadam distribution, some dakshina you gave, nothing. Because there is no faith. They don't have faith. They don't have faith that yes, there is life that exists after this life. They don't have any such faith. So that's why all these rituals around doesn't make sense to these people, tamasic people. Getting the point? Yeah. So this is how these is now sattvic ahara, rajasic ahara, and tamasic ahara we discussed. We discussed about sattvic yajna, rajasic yajna, and tamasic yajna. Now we will discuss what is the next level of austerities. Tapas. Yajna is over now, tapas. What is tapas? Let us understand. Verse number 14. Dev, unmute yourself. Let us chant. Dev is there? No. Hina Mataji. So let us chant this verse. Is verse number 14. Very important. Now, verse number 14 explains about the tapas level of bodily tapas. Devad Guru Pragna
देवद्विजगुरुप्राज्ञ
Pujanam Shauchamarjavam
पूजनं शौचमार्जवम्
Brahmacharyam Ahimsa Cha
ब्रह्मचर्यम् अहिंसा च
Shariram Tapa Uchyate.
शारीरं तप उच्यते.
Yes, let us read the translation.
Austerity of the body consists in worship of the Supreme Lord, the Brahmanas, the spiritual master, the superiors like the father and mother, and in cleanliness, simplicity, celibacy, and non-violence. Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you. So now tapas. Now ahara is done. We have spoken about yagna. Now Krishna is talking about the types of tapas. Very important. Austerity is at the level of body. So this verse 17.14 is explaining about Shariram Tapa. That tapas which is done at the bodily level. We all have a certain body. All of us, we have a body and we do certain tapas. For example, what is a tapas these days? Doing upvasa on Ekadashi. Shariram tapas it is. You are not taking any food. At least not taking the grain food at least. That is also tapas. Waking up early in the morning is a great tapas. 4 o'clock, Mangalarti. It was so difficult for us, no, in Mayapur to attend and go to Mangalarti. Very, very difficult. Mangalarti attending is so difficult. No Shariram tapas is there. So Shariram tapas means we have to get up early in the morning. Waking up early morning itself is a great tapas. Sunday morning waking up and attending Bhagavad Gita is a great tapas. It is tapas actually. Shariram tapas. Right? Then eating only prasadam, that is also in the sense tapas only. So taking cold water bath. Now if you go to Kumbh Mela, you'll see all people taking dip. Oh, so many people taking dip in Prayagraj. So much of tapas is there. Bodily tapas, cold water, early morning. My God, it is so difficult. Then walking till the temple. So big it is, it is also tapas. And for us, those who have come to Mayapur trip, going from Mayapur to Ekachakradham in the bus, that was itself was a big tapas, isn't it? So tapas is required, Shariram tapas. So many of them are saying, Prabhuji, when will we go home? When will we reach our destiny? Shariram tapas. They were not able to. So this is all Krishna is saying. We have to perform this tapas. Why? Because we have to please Krishna. Shariram tapas. Right? And it is very important. Shaucham. Prabhu Krishna is also talking about Shaucham. Shaucham at the level of body. Taking bath regularly. Every day taking bath at least once. If not twice, we should at least take thrice. We will not be able to take, if at least twice. Even if not twice, at least once we should take twice bath in a day. Very, very important. Shariram tapas it is. Taking bath also is a Shariram tapas. You should take bath properly every day, single day. Then you have to keep your clothes and wash clothes nicely. That is also cleanliness, external cleanliness at the level of body. You should clean your home properly every day. Ensure that everything is neat and clean. That is also Shariram tapas. Right? A sattvic person cannot see uncleanliness. He needs to have everything clean because that is one sort of tapas. Keeping your environment clean, that is shaucham. Shaucham is very important. We cannot be unclean. Right? So this is cleanliness of the body is very important. Right? Then Devadvija Guru Pragna. Respecting the Devatas. All varieties of Devatas are there. Or whatever is your Ishta Devata. You can actually worship them in a nice way. As a devotee, we can worship them. As a devotee, worship them and ask for devotional service more and more towards the Lord. So we have to be respectful. That is also paying obeisances to the Devatas. Dvija. Dvija, who is a Dvija? Dvija is twice born. Once, when we are all born, we are born from the mother's womb. That is the first birth. But when a person takes Brahminical thread, he is called Dvija. Why is called Dvija? Because now he is twice born. So, why is he called twice born? Taking this birth with this physical body is not so important. But when we are instructed with the Vedic knowledge, then we become twice born. Now we are acquiring culture of how to be the right human being, how to be the right devotee. So when you adopt to that devotional culture, then we are called Dvija. When you adopt the Brahminical culture, you are called Dvija. Dvija. Dvija, twice born. There are many things in scriptures say. Our teeth is also Dvija. One falls and again it is born. So our teeth is also called sometimes Dvija. All the birds are also called Dvija. They take birth twice. How? Once the egg is laid, first birth, then they come out of the egg. So they come out of so that is called twice born. So even the birds, all those animals which are living entities which take birth from the egg are called Dvija. So first the egg is born, after the egg is born, then from the egg, the bird or any other reptile or anything is born. So that is, they are also called Dvija. But we are not talking about that Dvija here. We are talking about Dvija who is twice born with Brahminical culture. So we have to be respectful to them. Very important. Right? And Dvija is one who actually follows the scriptures. Advija is not, is bound with the scriptural injunctions. See, bound, many times we have this wrong notion. Being bound means I lose my freedom. No, actually, being bound by the scriptures is actually giving the true freedom. Freedom is very good. We all like to be free. But a licentious life without scriptural bondage is very dangerous. It puts us in difficulty. Right? Now, even for the mere example, if we take, now I want to smoke. I don't want to be restricted. That is freedom. Oh, yes, you like smoking, you want to smoke. You may talk about, oh, I'm free, I can smoke. But then what is happening ultimately? It is going to put you in a bigger trouble. You'll have lung cancer and so many things. Right? So that is not true freedom. Just imagine you're going on a street and then there are no traffic signals there. There is no restriction of the traffic signal. What will happen? There will be full chaos. It will be chaotic situation. People coming from all four directions and it will be stuck and there will be a traffic jam. But instead, if there is a restriction of the traffic signal, that only those with the green light, that lane will pass through, then what will happen? Although you may feel that there is a restriction of that red light, but you're not chaotic. You will remain, everything will be peaceful, the whole situation will be under control, and everybody enjoys, everybody is happy. Otherwise, there will be a lot of problem. So, restrictions sometime which are put by the injunctions of the scriptures is good for us. It is not restricting our freedom. Instead, it is actually making us truly free. So one who follows such instructions and adopts to these kind of restrictions of the scriptures is called Dvija. So such a person should be respected by paying obeisances. That is what Krishna is saying. That is Shahadiram Tapa. Respecting such people who are actually bound by the scripture is very good for you. Very important. Right? So then Guru. Guru means it doesn't mean the Guru which instructs you in the Brahmajnana, the spiritual knowledge. Any Guru who is teaching you physics, mathematics, he's singing you music, he is advising you in your medical health. Anybody who actually is giving you certain knowledge is called Guru. You have to be respectful to them. You have to be very, very respectful. Being respectful to all such people is very important because we have gained something from them. So that is a Guru. Pragnaha means an enlightened person. Here, Guru means he need not be enlightened person. A physics teacher need not be enlightened, but you still have to be respectful because you're gaining knowledge. Pragnaha means a spiritual master, one who is enlightened, one who knows the spiritual tattva. The tattva jnana is there, the brahma jnana is there, and to that people, such people, when you are pujanam, they're all pujanam. So when you actually give respect to such people, by paying obeisances to them, that is Shariram Tapa. And that Tapa will actually help us to move forward in our spiritual life. Many times, just by properly respecting the superiors. The superiors doesn't mean in terms of age. Superior in terms of their realizations. Superior in terms of knowledge. Those who are superior to you and giving respect to such people will actually elevate us. Sometimes many people, they have this wrong notion. Oh, this fellow, he's just shota fellow. Why should I respect? No, he might be, in age-wise, he might be very young to us, but then from the knowledge perspective, he is quite elevated. So such people, such person should be respected. Like Shukamuni, Shuka Goswami, Shukadev Goswami. When it comes to age, he is very young compared to Narada Muni, compared to all the different rishis like Vyasadeva, many, many great rishis, Bhrugumuni, everybody were there. Now, compared to their age, Shukadev Goswami is nothing, but still he was given an elevated position. Why? He was given an elevated position because of spiritual knowledge. And he spoke the Srimad Bhagavatam. And everybody was listening to him. Why? Because that spiritual realization. So we have to be respectful to such people. Very important. Saucham we have discussed. Now Arjavam. Arjavam means straightforwardness, simplicity. You don't have to be complicated in life. Be very simple. Arjavam. Keep things very straightforward. Straightforward means what? Whatever you think, you speak. Whatever you speak, you will perform the same action. So, manasa, kaya, vacha, everything is in sync. That is simplicity. Arjavam. Arjavam means whatever you think, you speak, you do is all in one, is in sync. They're all in one line. Arjavam. Are we having this quality? Many times we think something, we speak something, we do something, all confused state we are. Right? That is not Arjavam. Arjavam means, yes, I gave you a promise that I'll be there by 5 o'clock. So 5 p.m. means I need to be there at 5 p.m. Right? That is Arjavam. If you are not coming, at least you should inform that I'm not coming by 5 p.m. Right? That is Arjavam. You told 5 p.m. and you don't even come, and you come maybe 5:45. So this is not Arjavam. So you're not able to maintain your own words, then it is not Arjava. Arjava means you are speaking what you can do. Very important. Everything is in sync. Brahmacharya means celibacy. For grahasthas, if they are married, one wife, one husband, that is brahmacharya. And for those who are not married, brahmacharya means strict celibacy. Absolutely nothing. Right? So this is very important to be known, understood. Correct? Brahmacharya. There are many aspects of brahmacharya that we will discuss sometime later. But brahmacharya basically means that is also a part of tapa uchyate. It is shariram tapa. Because there is so much of urges, no, in our body, urge to speak. Some people cannot stop. They have that urge to speak. Some people have urge to eat. Some people have urge to indulge sexually. That is what is Shariram Tapa. Now, if you are able to control all these urges of the body, automatically this is Shariram Tapa. Shariram Tapa Uchyate. So, Krishna has spoken about this Shariram Tapa. Now, let us go to the next Tapa. Achyutanji, unmute yourself. Let's chat the next verse number 15. Now, Krishna is talking about another level of Tapa. What is that? Let us see. Anudvegakaram vakyam
अनुद्वेगहरकरं वाक्यं
satyam priyamhitam च यत्
सत्यं प्रियं हितं च यत्
स्वाध्यायाभ्यासनं चैव
स्वाध्यायाभ्यासनं चैव
वान्मयं तप उच्यते.
वाङ्मयं तप उच्यते.
Wonderful. Please read the translation.
Austerity of speech consists in speaking words that are truthful, pleasing, beneficial, and not agitating to others, and also in regularly reciting Vedic literature. Hare Krishna.
Oh, so important. Just see, Krishna is now talking about Vanmaya Tapa. It is so difficult to control speech. Now, speech can do amazing things. This little tongue can break things and make things. It can break relationships, it can make relationships. What a powerful instrument that Krishna has given. Everything in this world is based on communication, and communication is impossible without the tongue. Right? Now, Krishna is talking about that very, very, very powerful instrument. It can be instrument, it can be a weapon also. So Krishna is talking about how do we use that instrument of speech. Vanmaya tapa. Now, what is that Vanmaya tapa? Austerity at the level of speech. Anudvega. Udvega means that which agitates the mind. Anudvega means that which does not agitate the mind. There are some people, when they speak, it creates certain agitation in us or in the people. They just are so insensitive in their speech that it creates udvega. You just cannot resist your anger. Sometimes you cannot control yourself because that person is speaking so much nonsense and you become so disturbed, right? So you have to be sensitive to people when you're talking. When you talk to people, you need to be very sensitive. What am I speaking? Are my words agitating the person in before me? We should be very careful with the choice of words. Very, very important. Because our choice of words can sometimes disturb people. Anudvega, unnecessary disturbance should not be there. And when I talk about not just about the words, anudvega can or udvega agitation can be created because it is not just about the words, it's also about what tone are you using while speaking, what is your pitch, right? Sometimes your speech also reflects your intentions. People can sense that. So we should be very careful, very sensitive. We cannot be insensitive. And those people who are very sensitive, who are sensitive, those who do not create any udvega in people's mind in their by their speech, they are matured people. People who are matured, they actually understand this. They are very, very sensitive. They unnecessarily do not agitate people. They try to calm down people's agitation just by their speech. That ability should be there, right? So many times we fail in this. The way we speak, we get angry and we speak something, we just shoot words the way we want and then creates disturbance. So this is udvega. So devotee means anudvega. We should not create agitation. Anudvega karam vakyam. Satyam. Are we truthful in our speech? Are we talking the truth? Now, truth has lot of things to be understood, right? So many times our speech, when it is truthful, no problem. But when you are not truthful, when you don't speak the truth, then what is the problem? Because you have to remember. Why you have to remember? Because you speak one thing to one person, another thing to one person, and another thing to another person. So every time when you are given different truths to different people, then there is a psychological burden that you carry of remembering things. What did I tell him? What did I tell that person? What did I tell to the third person? We all carry these psychological burdens, baggages in our mind when we are not truthful. Please understand. When we are not speaking the truth and we are speaking different things to different people, we have a big burden in our mind, and with that burden, you can imagine what is the situation of the mind. Can you be peaceful? We cannot be peaceful. So truth means first thing is the first problem of not speaking truth is that you have to remember what you have spoken to different people. Very difficult. To remember everything is very difficult. And another thing is when we don't speak the truth, then the problem is it disintegrates our consciousness. See, you know something that is truth, but when you go and speak something which is opposite of that, then what happens is there is a disintegration in our own mind. And when there is disintegration within our own mind, there is disintegration in our personality. That disintegration reflects in our relationship in the family, and then the family disintegrates. And any untruthfulness in the community, it disintegrates that community. If there is a disintegration in the nation because of untruthfulness, then the nation disintegrates. Getting the point? How truth can actually bind us? Otherwise, false things can disintegrate and it can create chaos and it will make us split personality. You think something, you speak something. So when you are not truthful, the problem is it disintegrates us within. And when there is disintegration, there is weakness. When you are integrated, when there is unity, there is power, there is strength. But when you are not having that integration within yourself, there is no strength. There is weakness. And that weakness is visible. Correct? So we need to be very truthful in our actions. The other problem with uh, not speaking the truth is A person who lies all the time, he thinks that others are also lying. Just see this. He doesn't trust anyone because he thinks that Atmavan manyate jagatat. Because I am lying, oh, that other person is also lying. Whatever he thinking is all not good for me. I should not accept. If a good person, a saintly person comes and tells this person something good, he will not accept it because he doesn't trust. Why he doesn't trust? Because he himself is lying all the time to people. So this is the nature. Again, this is a psychological law. People who constantly lie, every second word they speak is actually a lie. Such a person cannot trust anyone. Such a person can trust his wife, he cannot trust his children, he cannot trust the driver, he cannot trust the cook, he cannot trust the employee, nor he can trust the employer. Getting the point? He doesn't have faith in any one of these people. Now imagine a person who does not have faith in any such people, does not trust, always a doubting person. How can he be happy? Right? Samshaya Atma Vinashyati, Krishna says. Constantly, a person who is doubting, he cannot be happy. He gets destroyed. He cannot be peaceful. So, when person is lying, he does not trust others. At the same time, if a person is lying, others also don't trust him. It is so difficult because you're constantly lying. One or two times, people may forgive. Okay, this person may out of mistake or out of his judgment, wrong judgment, he must have spoken something. But then, if it is a repetitive thing, people will not trust us if we are untruthful. Please understand. You may be knowing that famous story in the school we have studied how that shepherd fellow was there, a shepherd boy. You know, he called out one, oh, tiger, tiger, tiger. And everybody came running with the sticks, the villagers. And then he said, oh, I just made fun, there's no tiger. And second time again, he did the next day also the same thing. People came running. And next day again, the same thing. He said, oh, I did fun. And they went off. Third day, actual tiger came. And he called out, tiger, tiger, tiger. And no villagers came. So what happens? When we speak untruth, when we speak the wrong things, we invite problems. Even when we speak the truth, people will not trust us. Getting the point? So speaking truth is so important. First thing is, it makes us carry the psychological burden of remembering things. Then it actually makes us disintegrated from within. We don't trust people if we speak the lies, and then people also don't trust us. Four problems are there. So how important it is to actually speak truth. Just see. Of course, speaking lies also is mentioned in scriptures. What situation, in what kind of time, place, circumstances, there are certain reasons why we can speak lies that I have told earlier also, right? If by speaking lies there is a marriage that can happen, very good, very important. By speaking lies, if you can save a life of a cow, very good, you should speak some lies. So scriptures are there. Uh, they give some space for lies also, but we need to know. We cannot take that for granted and speak lies anytime, everywhere. Priyahitam. Next is okay. Anudvega. It is not agitating. It is satyam. The next is priyahitam. When you speak words, it should be very kind. It should be full of love and care. Oh, it is so difficult actually. You should speak the truth also. You should not agitate also. And then on top of that, you should be very kind also. Priyam. To listen, you should be very careful. You know, you have seen these air hostesses or the receptionists. They are trained to speak like that. Excuse me, sir. I'm so sorry, actually. We do not have this service. Please excuse. I'm so sorry. They say so nicely. They say no, but they say no in such a way that they don't agitate you. They speak the truth also, but it is priyahitam. They're trained. Why? Because they're all our customers. You cannot agitate them. Understanding the point? So we should train. That is also tapas. Speaking the right things in the right way is a tapas. And another very important tapas of the speech is swadhyaya abhyasanam. You just speak what is mentioned in the scriptures. Don't speak what is there in your mind. Because mind is constantly agitated. It doesn't know what is truth, what is untruth. So many problems are there with our own mind. So it is always very safe when we speak what is there in the scriptures. We should just speak that. It is so important. Just speak what is mentioned in the scriptures. So that way you will be very peaceful. You don't have to think whether I said something right or wrong, because you are speaking from the scriptures. You know, scriptures are speaking the truth. Very safe zone. So you not agitate people's mind. Correct? You're getting the point? Unnecessary gossip is a waste of time. Krishna is completely against that. You speak about Krishna, about the scriptures, you are safe zone. If you are simply gossiping, you try if you want. You go and gossip today for 2 hours and then see what happens. You will be so frustrated. You will be totally derailed from the track. You will be so exhausted after gossiping, because you know what? It is not hitam at all. It should be priya. It at the same time it should be hitam. Is it beneficial? See, sometimes I speak something, it should be beneficial, right? To that person. Simply speaking, gossiping about this and that, oh, this movie or that movie, or this happened, that happened. It is not benefiting me. You go and gossip like this. Useless. There is no meaning to it. You just talk like this for 2, 3 hours, you will feel exhausted. Because it did not benefit me at all, neither did it benefited that person. So when we talk also, there should be some benefit that should come out of it. It should be beneficial to others. Simply speaking doesn't make any sense. Some people have so much urge to speak, they cannot control. They want to speak everything that they have done from morning till evening. What is the point? That person is not going to benefit from all that you have done by hearing what all that you have done from morning till night. If you say something productive, maybe you share your experience of your work that day, maybe that should be beneficial, but otherwise, no. So, hitam should be there. When you speak, you should not agitate people's mind. When you speak, you should be truthful. When you speak, it should be priyam, and it should be hitam, beneficial. And you should speak from the scriptures, not simply speak something out of our own mind. This is called Vanmaya. Prabhuji, it is so difficult. It is difficult. That is why it is called tapa. Opposite of tapa means pata, patan. Pata means what? To fall down. Falling down doesn't take much time, doesn't take much effort. Right? Easily we fall down. You throw a stone, easily it will fall down. Doesn't take much effort. But to push us upward, to tapa means it is painful, but you will raise above. Your consciousness will be elevated with tapa. Right? So when we do tapas like this, with proper food, with proper yajna, with proper, tapas, automatically our consciousness will be raised. So this kind of tapas will actually help us. Right? Vanmaya tapamuchyate. Many times people gossip and they feel guilty about it. Oh, so much time I wasted. I should have done something else. And we should be careful of people, those who are gossip constantly. Huh? Just to make that person feel good. Oh, what did that person will think about me if I don't talk to him? No, you should have your boundaries. Simply a person comes and gossips and he's wasting 2 hours. Your 2 valuable hours. You, you human life is very important. Your time is very important. You cannot simply allow anyone to just come and speak anything, and then ultimately after 2, 3 hours you know that there is nothing beneficial. You should have your boundaries. You should know where to speak, what to speak. Right? And you should send this message subtly or directly. Tell that person, I have something productive to do, I cannot engage. So that person also from next time will respect your time. Otherwise, that person anyway has nothing much productive to do. He will come and gossip. He or she will come and gossip, and you will just get dragged away by these things. Right? So please be very careful. So this is about the austerity at the level of speech. Now let us understand what is the next level. Okay, Vinodji, unmute yourself. We have Rupa Mataji also joining us today. Thank you so much for joining from Hyderabad. So, Vinodji, let us chant the next verse number 16. Manaprasadah Somyatvam
Mana prasada somyatam
Maunam Atma Vinigraha
maunam atma vinigraha
Bhava samshuddhir ityetat
भाव संशुद्धिर इत्येत
tapo manasamuchyate.
तपो मानसम उच्यते.
Wonderful. Please read the translation.
And satisfactions, simplicity, gravity, self control, and purification of one's existence are the austerities of the mind. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. See? So now this verse is talking about the austerity at the level of mind. So we have discussed in the verse number 14 austerity at the level of body. In the 15th verse, we spoke about the austerity at the level of speech. And in this verse, Krishna is talking about austerity at the level of mind. So, first, the austerity of the mind is what? It is about manaprasadaha, means satisfaction of the mind. Mind needs to be very satisfied. A impure mind cannot be satisfied, right? A mind which is agitated with the desires of acquiring many, many things constantly, it cannot be happy. A Rajasic mind which is constantly thinking, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. A Rajasic mind cannot be satisfied. So, manaprasadaha means what? A satisfied mind. A mind which is not agitated. So, when you're sitting for meditation, when you're sitting for chanting, you are very, very peaceful. And why that peacefulness is there? Because you don't have unwanted desires. That is satisfaction. I gave this example earlier also. How, see, if you want to climb a mountain and there are a lot of pebbles, and if you're walking and climbing it barefoot, it is so difficult, right? All those pebbles will prick you and it might, give you a lot of pain. But if you actually have a proper shoe, then your feet is protected and you can climb up the mountain very easily. Similarly, when your mind is having the shoe of satisfaction, for the mind we don't have Reebok or Adidas or Bata or any of these brands to wear on the mind. For your feet, you can wear. But when you have this shoe called satisfaction on your mind, then your mind is very nicely protected and you can walk through life, the mountain of life, very nicely. Please understand, satisfaction is required. When you're not satisfied with what you have, so much of problem, right? And saumyatvam, okay, manaprasadaha means satisfaction of the mind. Saumyatvam means being without duplicity towards others. Earlier what? Arjavam. Arjavam means straightforwardness. Here exactly opposite. Means what? Saumyatva means duplicity, no duplicity. Duplicity is also called as kutinati. Duplicity. Duryodhana, greatest diplomat. There is a saying, what is that saying? The saying is, if a duplicit person, if there is a person who is duplicit in nature, he will describe hell in such a way that you will ask a way to go to hell. That is a person who is duplicit. An expert duplicit person is one who describes hell in such a way that you want to ask the way to hell. They are so expert. So there are people like all these salespersons, they really sell so nicely. How they sell? Because they are expert. Although you don't want it, they will create a need for it and then you will take it. So they are expert. So devotee means saumyatvam, no duplicity. You don't have to do all these gymnastics to make people think in a wrong way. Right? No duplicity. Very straightforward. Archavam. Maunam. Maunam means what? Not the silence that we talk, oh, just remain silent, don't move your mouth and lips and just be silent. That is not Maunam. By the way, you may be thinking, why this Maunam is come here, Prabhuji? Maunam is actually an austerity of the speech, right? In previous verse, you talk about the Vanmaya Tapa. This Maunam should have been there. Why Krishna is using this? Krishna is very intelligent. He is not talking about the maunam at the level of speech. Krishna did not ask us to be maunam, dumb. Krishna wants us to speak, but he wants us to speak truth. He wants us to speak, which is priyahitam, right? You have to speak. Krishna wants us to speak and speak that is which is from the scriptures. Krishna knows very perfectly not to use maunam word there in the verse. He is using here in the 16th verse because he is talking about maunam of the mind. Now, although you will be sitting for meditation, nice chanting you are doing, you may be thinking that you're meditating and there is a complete absolute silence in your environment, but there will be a loudspeaker in your mind. What happened to my grandson, my granddaughter? What happened to, oh, I did not cook food today. You're sitting on the seat of meditation, but then you are thinking constantly about all that which is not required. There is a loudspeaker in your mind. So that is what Krishna is saying here. Mauna means silencing the mind. Gravity. Prabhupada is also translating it as gravity means what? You don't speak unnecessary things. Because there is no, your mind is not agitated, you will not speak unnecessary things. Maunam means when you have a controlled, satisfied mind, very silent mind, then your speech, actions, everything will be proper, controlled. Right? Atma Vinigraha, self control. Atma Vinigraha can come only when there is a pure mind. An impure mind cannot think of all these things. We cannot think. Atma Vinigraha means Atma can be satisfied. You can experience the true happiness only with a silent mind, not an unsilent mind. Please understand. The only obstruction between us and God is this noisy mind. Our mind is so noisy, we are not able to see the Paramatma within our heart. He is sitting right next to us, but we are so foolish. We are so busy with our own mind that we are not able to look at. We silence the mind and you see that the Lord is next to you in your heart. But we are unable to silence this mind. It is so difficult. Why it is so difficult? Because we are eating improper things. We are performing actions which are improper. So mind becomes agitated automatically. Right? That is become the nature. Bhava samshuddhir. You have to purify the mind. Only when the purification of the mind is done, we will be able to experience true happiness. Otherwise, not possible. Not possible at all. So this is a very nice thing that Krishna has explained. He has spoken about the austerity of the body, austerity of the mind, and austerity of speech. Right? And we also discussed about the yagna, the tamasic yagna we have discussed today. So if there are any questions, please feel free to ask any questions. There are so many beautiful things, right? Any questions?
Prabhuji, as you said today, we have to speak the truth. So sometimes people ask me, "ओ, कान्हा ने ऐसा क्यों बोला मैं नहीं माखन खायो?"
Yeah. Now that is a different level. It's a lila. Actually, one of the name of Krishna is Satya. Satyam param dhimahi. Srimad Bhagavatam, the very first verse, we talk about this. The very name of Krishna is actually Satyam, but still he says, "Main nahi makan khayo." He tells the lies, isn't it? But philosophically, actually, he never says any lies because he did not eat the makhan. He ate all the karma of all the gopis, all the papa which was there in their heart. It was externally looking as if though he was eating makhan, but he did not eat makhan actually. He did not eat makhan, he was eating their all the bad karma which was there. All the, there's so much of effort that, they had put to make that makhan. That karma, that action, he was eating. So what is happening in one sense? He directly took the benefit of their actions. In the sense, he was making them what? All those gopis who actually fed Krishna, the makhan, actually become purified. They became purified. So Krishna never lies. His every word is satya, and that comes true. You see in the scriptures, whatever he speaks, it comes true. Kali Yuga will be like this, like this, like this. Yes, there'll be people who will be short-tempered with less lifespan, and they'll behave like this, they'll behave like that. All that which is mentioned in the scriptures is coming true because it is words of Krishna. Scriptures are the word of Krishna. So all that is mentioned in the scriptures is actually Satyam. But when Krishna says some lies, that lies also is for benefit of the gopis, or it is for the benefit of the Gopis. Scriptures do have, there is sanction to speak lies also in the scriptures. Like if you want to protect the cows, if there is a butcher that is running behind the cow and the cow is hidden in your angan, in your home, then you can tell the lie. You can tell the butcher that no, I don't have any cow, there is no cow here. By telling that lie, you will get so much of punya. Very important. If there is a Brahmana, if there is a Brahmana and there is some, for example, now Bangladesh, you see the situation there. A lot of Muslims are running behind ISKCON devotees and trying to kill them. They're hurting them also. And suddenly somebody comes, ISKCON devotee comes and stays in your home there, and you tell the lies, right? You tell the lies that no, no, nobody knows ISKCON devotee is there in my home. That is by protecting, by telling the lies, you are actually gaining a lot of punya. Why? Because you protected a Vaishnava. So that is why dharma is very shukshma. So lies is not simply at the external level you speak. What is your intention behind is also very important. So you may speak the lies. If your intention is as per dharma, it is very important. Another thing, very important thing we should know, when you speak the lies, right? When you speak lies and you will have that conscious prick inside you. Because it is as per, it is not as per dharma. There is a conscious prick. But after telling lies also, if you are satisfied and happy, there is no conscious prick, then that is dharma. It's very clear. For you yourself can test it. If you speak the lies, you will somewhere have that, oh, I shouldn't have done this. But you speak the lies and still satisfied, that means you have followed the path of dharma. Very simple. That doesn't mean that we should be habitual liars. Habitual liars also will have some guilt feeling. But as person, when you, as per dharma, speak the lies, then you will be free from guilt feeling. This is very important to know. So Krishna, when he speaks, "Main nahi makan khayo," it is for the benefit of the gopis. It is for the benefit of gopis. Hope that answers your question.
Yes, got it, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Any other question? So we have discussed some very important points today. Please contemplate on all these points, and we will soon go through many more details. Krishna is going to speak some very important aspects of Shraddha in this chapter. Another maybe two verses, two sessions, we'll be able to finish 17th chapter, and then we'll enter the final chapter, that is 18th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so stay tuned and we'll discuss more in the next session. Please take care. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.